Welcome to Key Tech. Please describe this channel if you are interested in today's video. Due to special historical reasons, South Korea can be said to have always been the follower of the United States. With long-term high-level support, South Korea's technology industry has moved to the forefront of the world, especially in the semiconductor field, and has begun to backlash against the United States. Regarding semiconductor restrictions against China, the United States has been putting pressure on Korean semiconductors, hoping that they will keep up with the latest restrictions. However, Korean companies have a high voice in the field, and they are the only ones in the world that can wrestle with TSMC, only Samsung. In order to balance the power of all parties, the United States did not deadly South Korean companies, which has also become a chip that South Korea holds tightly. When the United States asked it to join the Quadruple Chip Alliance, South Korea insisted on not giving up China the mainland market, is the premise, and the attitude towards the implementation of relevant restrictions is relatively vague. Under the influence of chip regulations, the share of South Korean companies in the mainland market has gradually declined, but South Korea does not intend to bow to the US technology it relies on. It will fight to the end for its own interests and continue to face Chinese customers with a high profile. The so-called dignity in the international market. However, after China launched rare metal control, the pride of South Korean companies was instantly destroyed, and they no longer continued to curry favor with the United States. Lifeline: what should the Biden team do? After the start of the chip rules in the United States, South Korea's attitude is very strange. It is neither like the wallpaper attribute of the European Union nor the flattery of Japan. Deng's team compromised and did not deliberately try to curry favor with the Chinese mainland market, which is somewhat unpredictable. It is precisely because of this attitude that the Biden team also has scruples. It not only exempted South Korean companies from investing in the mainland market, but also did not forcibly intervene in their product shipments. However, under the seemingly neutral attitude, there are many secrets hidden. Be careful, while supporting the United States chip restrictions, while holding on to China's market share. However, it is clear that such a way of pleasing both sides is not welcomed by the market at all. After China launched rare metal control measures, South Korea sent a distress signal to the market. According to data from research institutions, the current reserves of rare metals can support South Korea's industry. The manufacturing time shall not exceed 3 weeks at the highest and 6 days at the minimum. As a country with large reserves of mineral resources, China shoulders the heavy responsibility of supplying raw materials for global technological development. South Korea has been stalemate for so long and has no direction to stand aside. Restrictions on China's chip sector. In addition, South Korea also issued a warning: if the US technological hegemony interferes with the industrial development of other countries for a long time, there will definitely be an alliance against US semiconductors in the future, and all risks will come back to itself. It is clear that China has a strong interest in rare metals. The restrictions on shipments have affected the layout of South Korea's technology industry. South Korea's attitude has always been not to give up the Chinese market, while the attitude of the Biden team is completely opposite. Now the life and death decision of South Korean companies is in the hands of China, although it is not sure whether South Korea will join its mouth against the alliance, but it is obviously impossible to enter the American chip alliance again. The reason why the attitude of Korean semiconductors reversed has already been foreseen. The chip shipments of Korean companies have grown negatively for 12 consecutive months, and the excessively accumulated chip inventory has caused a large gap in funding. And who can save them? These scheming capitalists are naturally clear. The direction of the chip limit. Originally, many countries were willing to follow in the footsteps of the United States. After all, the core technology in the chip field is currently in the hands of American companies, but a good deck of cards was broken by the Biden team, and $52 billion in chips was produced. Subsidies have attracted a large number of international companies to build factories, but they were destroyed because of short-sightedness. India also knows that pigs have to be fattened before slaughtering, while the Biden team is slaughtering as soon as they enter the cage. At present, international manufacturers have given up their applications for subsidies. The factory built by TSMC in the United States is likely to be delayed, which means that the plan to reshape local manufacturing that has been in place for more than 4 years will end in failure. At present, apart from Japan, it seems that countries and regions including the European Union are speeding up the process of debeutification, and this is exactly what South Korea wants to see. For Korean companies, the more chaotic the merrier. In the globalization industry, after the layout is broken, the development of technology will be slow. And China has seized the lifeline of South Korea, and it is basically impossible for South Korean companies to turn over on a large scale in the future. It can be said that China's targeted reciprocal countermeasures have achieved very good results. The chip restrictions in the United States have long lost popular support. What do you think of this? Thank you for watching this video. See you.